waves out there. Oh god, yo, this couldn't be hotter. Don't hate, yo, you really don't gotta. One bar and I made it all the drama. Punchlines hitting like Saitama. You're a titan, I wonder who's next. Slicing the nape like I did to the rest. Top of the team in this cow regiment. You really want it, then prepare to get bent. You're the Uchiha, I am a Tachi. Only another Sharingan can stop me. I'm the original, you were a copy. Shadow clone jutsu, but yours looking floppy. Japanese could use a little bit of practice. Watch one show, but I couldn't quite crack it. Full metal looking pretty fucking savage. And if you disagree, catch this full metal jacket. All talk, but that's really okay though. Wanna settle it, let's hop on and say, oh, Ty Lee got me acting so loco, but I'm Iroh when I'm spitting that fuego. Yo, I'm legendary like Ho-Oh, and I got stands like JoJo. I'm made in heaven and I'm bumping every time zone, using all the lyrics, manipulating the time flow. Yeah, I'm on the hunt like Zorro, but I don't even think I really need a sword though. I'm Kirito, I'm the 74th floor ho, dual with the beats and the bars from the start, yo. Haters think that I'm tough like Orochio, but it's all a facade and it's well known. Solo, my flow goes for Bozo, looking like Roy Mustang in a wet coat. I go where the hype goes, flight mode, type flow when I write those. Just know I'm a man that you don't quote. If your name's in my mouth, it's better off in a death note. From the west to the east, I tell beast the weaves don't sleep, cause binging ain't easy. Completely lost in that series, secretly hoping that no one sees me. So pleasing, slightly deceiving, like the day live is just what I'm needing. And if I could just shoot a bright beam and see my enemies defeated by me, jeez. Run it back cause I'm proud of that. Zenitsu when he takes a nap, I'm always on it.
I'm praying that the world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me tooed. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive, we're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful? Name a thing that you can't do? Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42? Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird.
Welcome to the Red Pill Sports and Entertainment Show. I am your host, Albert Apache, and as usual, brought to you by O.s.s, Self-Defense, Fitness, and Grappling. Okay, guys, thank you very much for tuning in for this part 3 of 4 of Keith Kirkorian's run at EBI, Combat Jiu-Jitsu, the lightweights, for the title. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this next fight, and we're going to try and stay with the theme of transitions, but also what I want to take a look at is the wrestling up aspect and the using of the body lock positioning. Okay, so that's what we're going to be taking a look at, and we're going to go from there. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said in the breakdown, or if you noticed other things in the match, if you watched it, that you thought were very telling for the match. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start taking a look at the match. So early on in the match, we see that both Keith and his opponent, Laird Anderson, were doing a lot of standing wrestling. There was definitely some things that could be taken away from this particular exchange. That being said, I didn't feel that either was really committing to trying to get a takedown or any advantageous position on the feet. Now, Keith started to attack the legs as they moved to the edge of the mat. It's coming up, I promise. About here. There we go. There's that deep bite onto the leg. And he goes to stand up. So Keith tries to wrestle up here off of the leg entanglement. So you see the leg entanglement here. Keith goes to wrestle up, but watch what Laird does. Laird switches his hips, frames onto Keith's shoulder and neck area, and turns and bails. Okay, so this is the first time in the match that you see this exit strategy by Laird. Now let's take a look at what Keith is doing here. So he transitions from the leg entanglement. It looks like he has a nice deep 50-50 leg entanglement. He could have probably looked to dig out the heel or something like that. But he must have wanted to come to top. So he starts to transition here. He releases. What I want everybody to take note of is when he releases, notice that his legs are no longer entangled, and he also doesn't really have a hold or any control of anything on the lower body, nor, and I think this is a little bit more important, does he have any control of the upper body of Laird. This is what allows Laird to turn and run without giving up any kind of dangerous positioning. So let's move ahead a little bit. So here we are. We got another deep leg entanglement going to a 50-50 positioning. Laird spinning. He uses his leg here. Outstanding use of his opposite leg here as a wedge. I think this is really important if you're looking at leg lock defense. As he turns, notice that it creates a little bit of pressure on Keith's knee here, and that creates a tiny bit of space. You can kind of see daylight there, just below Keith's elbow. And what he's going to do is he's going to bring his other foot from behind. Laird is going to bring his left foot from behind and slip it into that space. There it is. You can see his toes starting to peek through. And he uses that to wedge out. And there it is. So you see Keith tries to wrestle up, but again, he has no control of the feet, no control of the upper body, and he's just reaching, and all Laird does is frame onto Keith and back away, stand up, takes another position. So we're going to see this standing and bailing position from Laird a few more times. So here we go again. Couple of strikes here. I was a little disappointed in this combat jiu-jitsu tournament that we didn't see more strikes in these type of positions. I understand you don't want to give up balance and you don't want to give up your base. That being said, I think that striking to the face, clearly we see it in MMA all the time, is a legitimate counter when somebody's trying to invert underneath you. So here we go. Couple of strikes there. Starts to go for the leg. Laird again backs away. Now let's see how he did this exit again. So we see that Keith starts to want to sit up. However, he has no control really with his legs anywhere, right? So if you look at his legs really aren't controlling any part of Laird's upper body or his lower body. He kind of opens up his legs to sit up. And he has a grip for a second on Laird's leg there, right here. And then watch his hands come apart. Look how wide his arms are. Now he has no grip at this instant here. He has no grip on Laird's upper body or lower body. Laird is able to turn again and bail. So in this leg entanglement, this is the first time we're going to see that, and it's mostly because Laird at this point tries to attack his own Estima lock here, that Keith is going to be able to come up on top. But he didn't really wrestle up, right? He came up on top for a split second. And now this brings us to the ending, the beginning of the end, right? This is the beginning of the end. And what we're going to see here is that clearly Keith has downloaded the information. He knows that Laird wants to bail. If he's not trying to counter with his own footlock, he's going to want to bail on the position by turning, framing, and running away. So this time, as we go into this last piece of the sequence, you're going to see how Keith makes sure that he holds on to upper body and lower body positioning. So here it is. Boom. And let's come back so we can see how he was able to come towards the back. So here we go. Notice he has the foot hooked. He has Laird's left foot hooked under his elbow. He kind of has like a half scoop grip or leg drag kind of grip onto his leg. And look at where his hand is positioned. His left hand comes up and breaks Laird's posture. This makes it very hard to turn away and run with any kind of power. This allows Keith to stand up and follow, making Laird base both hands onto the mat to try to finish his escape. This is what gives Keith the opportunity to come up and get to his body lock positioning. Now let's take a look at the body lock, because Keith really used the body lock quite a bit in this tournament, the body lock position. Here he just isn't really passing per se, but he is trying to take the back. And what you notice is he keeps that body lock positioning until he gets to the back. It's pretty much past trying to go to mount. Interesting part here is when Laird tries to oompa and roll him off, but the positioning is just too strong. So there we go. Let's come back and let's take a look at that. So here we are, Keith striking to the face, trying to get to some kind of advantageous positioning. Laird's going to oompa. He gets him off of him for a split second, but the problem here is that Laird is trying to escape everything at one time rather than settling for small wins. Right here, he could have switched his hips and at the very least recovered to half guard. You see he has a scoop grip on Keith's left leg, the one that has the knee brace on it. Keith shoots his leg across, gets that little hook with his foot there. Laird releases the leg right here. Laird could have gone to half guard, but he's trying to get to the back, which is nearly impossible because Keith already has the underhook via the body lock. Right here, he had the opportunity to go to half guard. Look, he had an opportunity to take a very good half guard in a wizard position. But instead, he tries to force going to the back. So here we are at the body lock positioning. We watch as they come to their feet. Again, Laird is in love with this turning and running escape from bad positions. This allows Keith to come to the back. Again, we're going to see this very familiar reaching for the leg and trying to roll into a submission, but that is to no avail. Keith takes it back, and he goes on to finish Laird here. I think it's interesting to note that this is the position that sets it all up, right? This body lock positioning starts here. There's an opportunity there to take that half guard position with a whizzer. Yet he pushes and tries to force taking the back, which leads to this scramble here. Very, very deep body lock here. And even though he makes it to his feet, I think the right answer here was, you notice he has the underhook on the, the right side of Keith. I think he should have fought to maybe get another underhook or get better head positioning. I think that would have been the better answer here, because Keith really does have the better head positioning. See where his head is driving into the side there, up underneath. And the rolling escape just seems to be a very, very bad idea against these more experienced leg lockers. They are hip to, they are wise to the idea that you're going to roll, you're going to reach through your legs and try to grab their leg to pull them into some type of leg entanglement. And because of that, they beat the person to the position every single time. Very rarely do I ever see the rolling escape work as a counter. I've seen it work to shake a guy off, but very rarely do you see it work anymore to put a guy into a leg lock position. I just think that it's a strategy that really needs to be thought through as far as if you're going to use it, it's got to be something that you're using at the very end of a match, trying to get a Hail Mary type of win. It doesn't seem very effective against anybody who is versed in leg locks. They're just not, it's just not something that they're going to give up very easily. And each time we saw it in this particular tournament, I think we saw the back be taken because of it. We definitely saw Keith take the back when guys tried to use that escape. So that's what I got for the breakdown, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if you agree, you disagree, or there's something you noticed that I didn't. And remember, the goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to that by 4th of July. And any sharing of the content, liking of the content, that is going to help, so I appreciate that. Okay, that's all I got, guys. Until next time, remember, be practical, be purposeful, get fit with the purpose, guys.
Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid?